Dakota? What do you mean, South Dakota? The outfit won't even pass the Martin Luther King holiday. And you said, here, so I come back here, and I talk to these people in the legislature, and I say, the people on the outskirts, on the outside South Dakota, are looking here. They don't know what's the matter with us.
Holiday, but I ended up speaking for about 45 minutes, and I remember saying, I don't know what brought me here, I don't know why I'm here, and I started crying. I says, but I'm here. And then the words started flowing out of me. And I had copies, I says, wanted to pass this book around, Black People in South Dakota History. I says, if you look through there and read this about the Buffalo Soldiers, it says we've had black history in South Dakota, and we got to get with the program. If anything, start talking about black history in our schools. Because I was raised in South Dakota, never heard nothing about black people in South Dakota, or never talk about Indians in a curriculum about it. And then somebody else said, well, Lynn, being how you're Indian on the other side, are you proposing that we have a separate holiday to recognize the other half of you? A Crazy Horse, Sitting Bull. You proposing that we... I said, you got to give credit where credit's due. The fact is, South Dakota is created by people of color. The blacks, the Indians, the Chinese, all these people are part of South Dakota too. That's why I feel that we need to recognize and honor Dr. Martin Luther King. It ain't a black holiday, people. It's a people's holiday.
If you kept track of what was going on in Selma, and the marches, and the courage that Martin Luther King displayed, and the ability to charm people and to convince a crowd and convince us about how things are and how they should be, we were convinced, and we wanted it. We wanted to be a part of it to some extent, as much as we could. We didn't want to go through all the sacrifice that he did. We didn't want to be jailed. But we could do a little something, and it seemed the right thing to do. And when Lynn came along, he inspired everybody, and one of the Republicans told me within the following week or so, I had a conversation with him. I think he was at the hearing probably. He said when Lynn spoke there the other day, he said he energized the local Republicans, and when it hit the headlines, he said it energized the Republicans in Washington, and they called down and said, get your act together. And so the next thing I hear, I'm walking down the hall, and Lammers approaches me, and he says, well, that passed. Not only did they pass and adopt the Martin Luther King holiday, but they changed Columbus Day to Native American Day.
So then the next day I was staying at King's Day, and I get up in the morning, I'm driving back to Rapid City in my truck, thinking I had tried, but I lost. Lonnie Haraway comes driving by holding up the paper. Overnight, Governor Mickelson said, hey, and Jerry Lammers said, did you hear what that young man said? So not only will he get the King holiday, we're also going to give him Native American Day too, and I'm going to call it Year of Reconciliation. That's how it happened, overnight. And I'm here to say right now, it wasn't me. I just got in the way. We all know who it was. It was God.
It's an evolution, and it comes with example in the younger ages, where kids grow up and they get used to accommodating new ideas, and when they get in charge of things, then it changes.
Well, a lot of it is people vote Republican or Democrat because their mom and dad did. They're scared of change. They don't want to get out of the box. They don't want to leave the state. They don't want to leave the county. They don't want to leave to taste a different food even. They want to eat at McDonald's the rest of their life. Might go to Burger King, stretch a little bit that way. But that's about it. And my deal is, I always say education creates reconciliation.
Yes, sir. I'm responsible for the Martin Luther King holiday in South Dakota. Not only did I get the King holiday because I'm Native American, we also have Native American Day, which will be celebrated October 12th. Sometimes I don't know what to say, but I just want to say thanks to God mostly.